For the first time ever, the Indian Navy sent a big fleet of 4 vessels as far out as the Atlantic Ocean for Varuna, the Indo-French naval exercises that are carried out every year for the last 7 years. Now this year, apart from aiming at conventional and anti-submarine warfare, these exercises will also focus on training for anti-piracy and anti-terrorism operations. Our correspondent travelled on the French battleship to bring us this report.
Destroyer Delhi at the French port of Brest in Brittany. The flagship of a fleet of 4 Indian vessels casting off along with 3 French warships. 1,300 Indian Navy personnel, 6,000 nautical miles away from home.
We've been out since mid-May and we will be away from the home port till August. So this itself speaks for the sustenance and reach of the Indian Navy.
We are at the port of Brest and now boarding the Primauguet, the French battleship which will take us into the Atlantic. On board the French Primauguet, 245 French marine officers, of which 21 are women. This ship is primarily equipped for anti-submarine warfare, which is fast becoming a priority for the French.
Varuna se concentre entre autres, ce n'est pas le seul domaine, mais c'est effectivement un domaine dans lequel nous souhaitons nous entraîner particulièrement, c'est celui de la lutte anti-sous-marine, compte tenu de l'évolution dans le monde du nombre de sous-marins qui va croissant. Effectivement, tôt ou tard, nous serons les uns ou les autres confrontés à cette menace et c'est très intéressant de pouvoir s'en.
We are about 100 kilometers off the coast of France now in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and behind me you see the INS Delhi and the Indian helicopter seeking in what is a spectacular display of maneuvering exercises. Firing and maneuvering exercises, replenishing at sea and station keeping are on the agenda for the next few days. The personnel on both sides feel that with 11 years of bilateral cooperation behind them, the Indian and the French navies communicate well.
One of the aims of having me on board the French ship is to streamline our communication in case there's a problem in exchange of information. But so far we've had no such problem, and similarly the French have also sent personnel on board Indian ships to see how the Indian Navy operates at close quarters, and like me they also hope to learn from it.
The French crew piping in honor of the approaching ships. These Indian vessels have all been indigenously built.
The rest of the navies are now about 250-300 years old in terms of shipbuilding, but these ships which you see here, are built at Mazagon Docks and GRSC. And right from the drawing board to the blueprint to the blue water, we have just made it about, say, 50 years. I don't think it's just a mean feat. I don't think anybody else has done this in the entire world.
The onboard helicopter, the Lynx, is equipped for anti-submarine warfare, but today it will simply carry us back to the French coast. Now heading back to